Excel Tutorial 3, Review Assignment, Step 12, Part A. In cell C26, we're going to put in an if function. The if function requires 3 arguments. Now the purpose of the if function in this particular exercise is to check cell E3 to determine if it has a value of 1. If cell E3 does have a value of 1, the second argument is the value that will show up in cell C26. So in this case, if cell E3 has a 1, we're going to use the value that is in cell K8. If the value in E3 is not a 1, we're going to use the third argument, the value which is the third argument. In this case, K16, the value of K16. So by using this if function, this spreadsheet, cell C26, can check cell E3. If it's a 1, then it's going to use K8. If it's a 2, it's going to use cell K16. So K16 is using this value. The 1 would use this value. So that's an explanation of how we do Part A. Once you've got the if function completed for cell C26, Part B of Step 12 tells you to use the AutoFill to copy the formula to the remaining cells within that row, cells D26 through N26. Now the AutoFill, you have to make sure that your mouse pointer points at the lower right corner of the cell so you get the solid plus sign, and then we drag over to N26 and let go, and it copies the full value. Now of course the value is going to be the same because we used absolute cell references, not relative. That was the dollar signs. Say absolutely use cell E3, absolutely use K8, because it doesn't matter which cell we are in on row 26. We're going to be testing on cells E3, and depending on the value of E3, we're going to use either K8 or K16. Part C is simply to verify that the value in cell C26, the value, not the function, so each of these values reflects the mortgage payment, the monthly payment, the $22.72. Note that these are going to round to the nearest dollar. If we were to change the value in cell E3 to a 1, then the values in cells C26 through N26 should reflect 25.49. Let's change E3 to a 1 and scroll down and notice the values of cells C26 through N26 have changed.